Hey guys, Barrett here with Spec of Tech. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about a home theater chair that I believe is probably one of the best looking, if not the best looking home theater chair out there. And that would be the very slick looking Valencia Monza Carbon Fiber home theater chair. This is one of the very few home theater chairs that incorporates carbon fiber in their design, but not just any carbon fiber, they incorporate German carbon fiber. I'm not sure what the difference is between carbon fiber from other countries and carbon fiber from Germany, but this is labeled German carbon fiber. These chairs have some great features that I love, like the dimmable LED lights and the slick modern design accented with the German carbon fiber that I just mentioned, and easily accessible control buttons for controlling the power recline, power lumbar, and power headrest adjustments, but there are a couple features not included that I will miss from my previous ultimate luxury chairs. We're going to cover that in just a minute. First of all, let's have a look on how to assemble these chairs. One thing that I'd recommend keeping in mind if you are going to order these chairs is that the boxes are quite large and they're not going to fit through your average doorway, so I actually had to unbox mine outside and then just bring the chairs in because the boxes were too wide for my doorway. Unboxing them is really simple, so I didn't even bother recording that because all you have to do is cut open the bottom of the box and then flip it over and then slide the box off from the top. To help reduce the size of the boxes, the chairs do come in two pieces, so the backing of the chair is separate from the bottom of the chair. Once you have them unboxed, make sure to grab the white box, which is velcroed to the bottom of each of the backs of the chair, and it contains a solid aluminum cylinder for attaching accessories, but we'll talk more about that later. There's also a small box inside each of the armrests, which contains the power brick and the power cable. When it came to attaching the backs of the chairs, how I did it is I placed them face down on the chair bottom, and then I attached each of the red and blue cables on the chair back to the ones on the chair bottom. Then to install the chair back onto the chair bottom, just line up the slots on the chair back with the rails on the chair bottom and then slide it into place until you hear the tabs click. To remove the back of the chair, it's really simple. Just pull the tabs outward on either side of the chair back and then slide the chair back up. There is a short power cable located on the bottom of the back of the chair. Simply attach the power cable and brick to that first and then plug in the chair. If you do want to attach the chairs to each other, Valencia uses a clever alligator clip system. So you just line up the teeth on the one chair with the metal post on the chair beside it and then slide them together. You're going to hear the alligator clip ratcheting as you slide them together, and just keep sliding them until they're snug. In all honesty, the assembly is super simple, so I didn't even bother recording it. There is instructions in each of the armrests as well if you do need a little bit of help, but it is pretty straightforward. If you just look at it, you should be able to figure it out on your own. My son did help me carry the chairs to the area that they were going to be set up, but I was able to set up the chairs all on my own. I wouldn't recommend this though. It would be a little bit easier if you have two people to slide the chair backs on, but if you only have one person, it is very possible. I did it and I didn't have any issues. Before we talk about the comfort of these chairs, let's talk about all of the features, some of my likes, and some of the things that I'm going to miss from my previous chairs. The Monza chairs are loaded with features and provide pretty much all the creature comforts that we've come to expect from Valencia home theater chairs. All the seating surfaces are wrapped in premium matte semi-aniline 15,000 grain Napa leather. The leather is super soft, super smooth, and I'm a fan of the leather that they used on these chairs. The leather really does add to the comfort of this chair, but that leads me to the first thing that I'll miss about my ultimate luxury chairs that I had before, and that's the perforated leather that they had on all the seating surfaces and the backs of the chairs. I'm usually a pretty warm guy, and I didn't realize how well the perforated leather performed at keeping my keister cool. These seats are not perforated, and I do feel a bit warmer when I'm sitting on them versus my previous Tuscanys, which were the ultimate luxury edition. But this could actually be looked at as a positive for all the wives out there that are always a little bit colder like my wife. These do help keep them a little bit warmer. So it is sort of a trade-off in a way, but it's something that I'm going to miss from my previous chairs. All the cushioning on these chairs is what Valencia calls composite foam matrix. Really all that means is that they're using high resiliency foam, which is meant to maximize the comfort and minimize the fatigue of the foam itself. I've personally spent several hours sitting in these chairs while watching and playing video games, and I was very satisfied with the foam on these chairs. My whole family actually sat down here and watched a movie with me the other day, and everyone was very satisfied with the comfort and the foam of these chairs. So I don't think you're going to have any issues, but we're going to talk about that a little bit more later in the video. Another function that I really love and my family has really come to love is the memory function. They all kind of have their favorite chair that they like to sit in, so they can all set the power recline, the power headrest, and the power lumbar support to their preference, then simply hold down the M button to save the settings. You'll know when the settings are saved because the chair will give you confirmation by moving back and forth really quickly. Then the next time they come to sit in the chair or watch a movie with me, all they have to do is press the M button and their chair will automatically bring them back to their save settings. And speaking of the buttons, I really like the fact that Valencia moved the buttons to the cup holder. They're just so easy to access now. This was a great decision versus having them on the inside panel of the armrest. The controls still don't light up, which I don't mind in the least because they're so easy to find and access now. Valencia also made a couple other minor changes. To restore the seat to its upright position, you have to hold the recline button and the home button at the same time. On my previous seats, there was a specific button to handle that function. To be honest, it really doesn't bother me whether I have to hold down one button or two buttons to return my seat to the upright position, and it does clean up the controls a little bit because you're using buttons that already have to be there versus adding a completely new button. One of the other changes they made is a welcomed one. Not only can you use the light button to change the LED light's color to one of the 7 colors available by pressing and holding it down, you can also dim the lights to one of the 3 brightness levels or turn them off completely by short pressing that same button. So now if you want the RGB on but don't like how bright it is, it can be kind of distracting for movies, you can dim it to its lowest setting and still enjoy the RGB without it being too distracting for the movie. Another new feature is the sliding cover over the USB port. This will help prevent getting any gunk or crumbs in the port when it isn't being used to charge one of your devices. Which leads me to the next 2 things that I'll miss about my previous Ultimate Luxury chairs. The first thing is that the Ultimate Luxury chairs had a USB-C port as well as a USB Type-A port, but these new Monza chairs only have the Type-A port. There's no Type-C port here. And the second thing is the removable cup holders that I had on the Ultimate Luxury versions. This was really handy for cleaning, but I understand that Valencia now has the controls around the cup holder, which probably would make it a little bit more difficult to make them removable. So I understand this choice, and it is sort of a trade-off on this one as well. The other aspect that is a bit of a trade-off is that my last set of chairs had a separate metal insert that was used for attachments like the table trays and the wine glass holders. On these Monza chairs, each cup holder comes with a hefty metal insert that can be slid into the cup holder that provides a hole for the attachments to be inserted into. The trade-off is, of course, that now your cup holder is being used for an attachment and can't be used for a drink. The other thing that I really like about the aesthetic, both of the Ultimate Luxury chairs and these Monza chairs, is that the back of the chairs are very clean and minimalistic. For those of you that will have these chairs in a position where the backs are going to be visible, don't worry, they look great from the back. The bottom panel on the backs of these chairs is removable to help give access to the wires at the back of the chair. Another feature that I really love that Valencia includes in a lot of their chairs is the nice deep armrest storage compartments in each of the armrests. It really is a great place to store remotes, game controllers, and headsets, and I use it consistently. Alright, so last and certainly not least regarding the features is that gorgeous looking German carbon fiber. This is really what makes these chairs stand out and puts them in a league of their own. I have no doubt that there are a lot of you out there that are just a sucker for carbon fiber just like I am. In my opinion, there's just something about carbon fiber that gives off a premium aesthetic appeal, and that's no exception for these chairs. But Valencia didn't stop at just putting carbon fiber on either side of the row. They also included a strategically placed strip in between each seat. And then they even went one step further and added RGB to light it all up. And to be completely honest, this really is what sold me on these chairs. The aesthetic is just something that you can't get elsewhere, and like I said, I'm a sucker for carbon fiber. They really do have a winning design here that I believe is the perfect mix of modern appeal with a luxury feel, and that even rhymed. Alright guys, so sure, these chairs are beautiful, but what good's a beautiful chair that isn't really comfortable? But Valencia really does an excellent job providing adjustments on their chairs so that you can adjust it to your comfort, and as we already covered, they do have power recline, power headrest, and power lumbar adjustments, and these go a long way to helping you adjust the chair to your comfort level. As I've already stated, I have spent several hours watching movies and playing games in these chairs, and while sitting in them, I never once felt uncomfortable. Of course, I do recline and adjust the power lumbar and power headrest to my comfort, which really does help, but I also believe the cushioning is just right when it comes to the amount of cushion and support that it provides. I would say that they do lean a little bit more on the supportive side. They aren't super soft and cushy, you don't kind of sink into them when you sit on them, but they're not so supportive that they would be considered stiff in my opinion. As I already talked about, my whole family sat in them the other day for a movie, and nobody had any complaints regarding the comfort, and of course they all love the carbon fiber looks and the memory function. For those of you out there that may be on the bigger side, whether you're just taller or if you're like me and you have a healthy protective layer around you, these chairs will accommodate you also. The headrests on these chairs are a little bit higher, so if you are taller, have no fear, these should accommodate you with no problem. But I can't mention the fact that these do have a higher back without mentioning the slight drawback that's going to come along with that. There are some of you out there that feel like it does obstruct the sound of your rear surrounds a little bit, but if you are a purist like that, you're not going to be looking for a chair with a high back like this anyway. Valencia does have other chairs with lower backs that will accommodate you as well. The armrests are also a little bit wider, which are going to give you plenty of room for you to use the armrest along with the person sitting next to you. Overall, I believe that these chairs are very comfortable, and I feel like the cushioning should last a very long time. And when it comes to the durability, obviously I can't really speak on this because I've only had these chairs for a very short period of time, but I have owned Valencia chairs in the past. My last set I had them for about 2 years, and out of all the Valencia chairs that I've owned over the last several years, I haven't had so much as one LED light burnout. I've literally never had one single problem with any of the chairs that I purchased in the past from Valencia. The motors have always remained strong and they didn't lose any power or speed even after 2 years of use. My personal experience with Valencia chairs has always been nothing but stellar, and that's really all I can speak on for you guys is my own personal experience. If you guys would like to check out or purchase these chairs, for your convenience, I've dropped links down in the description below. Consider subscribing because I will be doing future videos about them, and I'll try and do a 1-year review to update you on how they're holding up. And just remember to enjoy your systems from a comfortable chair. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.